What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So it is that time again where we will be talking about Dexter Resurrection, and we will be going over episode 8, which recently dropped a few days ago. So we are going to be getting into our spoiler summary review of the episode, where we feel the episode stands, where we feel the series now stands with, it's coming to an end. We only have 2 more episodes after this. So warning, we will be touching on spoilers. So spoiler alert, spoiler warning. If you haven't seen the episode and you don't want to be spoiled, then I'd suggest to pause the video, stop the video, go watch the episode, come back, drop a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you thought of the episode and what you think about the series thus far. Or if you're just waiting and you don't care if you're spoiled and you're just waiting for the entire series to get fully released and then do a binge watch, then yeah. Then I'm surprised you haven't been spoiled in yet, because again, we're 8 episodes in, 8 weeks in, with only 2 more to go, with episode 9 dropping on the 29th, and then the final episode, episode 10, dropping on the 5th. So we're just gonna jump right into it and keep it, pretty short for this review. So let's get into it. All right, so I don't know what I'm missing here. I don't know what I'm missing compared to what other people are talking about when it comes to Dexter Resurrection, when it comes to whether it's fans, critics, whoever. Everyone thinks that this series is peak cinema, it's peak television, it's peak Dexter, which I don't agree with any of those 3 statements. This is not peak cinema, TV, or Dexter. There are seasons within the original series that are far better than this series has come thus far. Again, we're 8 episodes in, and to me, it's becoming just more mid. We had a couple of episodes in the beginning where again, episodes 1 and 2, we were laying the foundation. I get that. Then we got into episode 3. Okay, it's starting to pick up. It's really starting to feel like Dexter. And then we started getting what I felt were filler episodes. Right up until the point where we got, I think it was at the end of episode 6, where we got, I think, one of the greatest cliffhangers when it comes to Dexter. When we found that when he took out what he thought was just the one Gemini killer, Gareth, and then right at the end of the episode, it was a great reveal that there's actually a twin brother. And I thought it was a great cliffhanger. I thought, okay, we're not going to waste these last 3 episodes. They are going to ramp things up now with this. We got into episode 7, and they completely, in my opinion, botched that huge cliffhanger. And they just had a minor interaction between Dexter, Gemini, or Dexter reveals, hey, I know you had a twin brother, and oh, hey, FYI, I killed him. And then within seconds, he kills the other brother in front of everybody, and made it to seem like, oh, he attacked me and I did everyone a favor. He's got Prater convinced that he can be trusted, while Charlie is like, nah, there's something wrong. And finally, at least in this episode 8, Charlie finally brings it up, finally vocalizes, hey, if you notice that ever since Reg showed up, that everything's been going downhill. People are either missing or killed. And Prater just isn't convinced. He's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah. So they have a little spat in this episode. Charlie's now finally, after 8 episodes, finally suspicious of Red, which is Dexter. And in this episode, Dexter is looking to take out the final serial killer that's been sitting around the table, which is Al, also known as Rapunzel. And while he and Al says to him, hey, I'm over the phone, hey, I'm leaving early, and Dexter thinks he's figured out a way to at least meet up with him, to give him the needle in the neck to take him out. And come to find out, Al decides, no, I'm gonna leave the musical that I bought tickets to early, and I'm just gonna start heading home. So he escapes for the time being Dexter's his net, so to speak, from being killed. Now we have 2 episodes left. I wouldn't be surprised if Al somehow shows back up. And the reason why I say that is because of Charlie's suspicions, which plays out to some fruition, plays out to some payoff by the end of this episode. But this episode primarily focuses on, we see Harrison and Dexter coming closer together. He mentions to Dexter about the landlord situation with his work friend, or the girl he had a crush on, has a crush on. I don't think he much has a crush on her anymore, because he met somebody else when he did that college, tour, and now he's hooking up with her, and it appears that's a match. It's now just a matter of time before the work friend finds out and gets jealous or what have you. But hey, she turned Harrison down previously, so Harrison, hey man, you do you. But in that conversation that he has with Dexter decides to, at first he was gonna kill Vinny. Vinny is the landlord. He abducts him, gets him on the kill table, right up to the point where Angel Batista starts to utilize the fact that he left the AirPods in Dexter's car in a previous episode. He's been tracking him, been watching where he goes, and in this episode he finally tracks him back to a location that he had been monitoring him at, but couldn't make any sense as to why Dexter would be there. And Dexter's there in the middle, not in the middle of the night, but late at night. So Batista shows up, and then when he looks over at this hair salon, sees all the plastic that's lined up against the windows. He goes to break in to this hair salon. Dexter hears him breaking in, like picking the lock, so to speak, and immediately cuts free Vinny, doesn't kill Vinny. Vinny comes rushing out from the back, barrels through Batista, and escapes. And then, but as Batista makes his way to the back room and then out the back door, Dexter is gone. He looks down and sees the little AirPod icon moving, realizing he had just missed Dexter. Dexter eventually pulls over and realizes, that somehow he's being followed. And I'm sure at that point he realizes Batista, finds the AirPods, destroys them. And obviously we can see at that point, it's the point of no return, right? Dexter knows now he has to do something about Batista. But then then Batista decides to bring both Wallace and Olivia, the two detectives, back to the kill room, so to speak, and they don't believe him because now Batista's like, hey, I followed him here, so on and so forth, but did you have a warrant to follow him? Did you have a warrant for that tracking device? Oh, well, I used my AirPods. Well, where's the body? Well, there is no body. He escaped. Well, did you get an ID? Can you identify him? No and no, pretty much. This leads Wallace to, we finally see Joey Quinn pop back up in the series, where Wallace calls Quinn to confirm, hey, what's this case that the Bear Butcher y'all are working on? We find out a couple things. One, Quinn is a lieutenant. He did not take over for Batista as captain. He's a lieutenant now. And he tells Wallace, what are you talking about? That case has been closed, and tells them, hey, Batista's retired. He's not a cop anymore. And I think this is where Batista's going to get himself in some hot water, because he's been portraying himself as a police officer, which in any environment, even in the real world, you're portraying yourself as a police officer, even though you're not. If you're retired, you still can't present yourself as a police officer, which is what he's been doing this whole time. And then we come to the end of the episode where Harrison and Dexter are having dinner. Harrison pretty much tells him, hey, I took care of the whole landlord thing. You're good to go. Don't worry about it. So they have like a bit of a moment there where it's like, hey, Dad, you can be a good guy. You can do good. And as Dexter smiles and turns we see his face turn, and he looks forward, we see the expression go right to like evil Dexter. And at first, when I saw this, I thought, oh, maybe Batista showing back up, because we had just see it play out that he broke the AirPods. Nope, it's Prouder. Shows up and says, Red, didn't know you had a son. And they have this, and even Prouder has this look on his face like, I'm wondering if they even still believe he's Red, or if they've now figured out you're not Red, but who are you? So we get a quick shot of Charlie outside, like, yeah, I got you. I did my job. I found you. Somehow they followed him. Somehow they found him. We don't see how that played out. All we saw earlier on in the episode, which would have been probably 30 minutes prior to the ending, was where Charlie and Pryor had this beef again in his kitchen. Your job is to protect me. Where she had all these conspiracy theories. At least that's how Prouder put it, about who Red is. But now I think Red's going to be believing Charlie even more now because, hey, we found you. You have a son. You have this life. And what's going on? So, again, this episode, but besides the ending now where we feel like they're now Prouder could be like, hey, who really are you? And I don't think it's going to matter if Dexter tells him, I am in fact a Bay Harbor butcher. I don't think that's going to matter. I think it's going, now that the fact that he's lied to them, they will know that he has killed Red, taken over his identity to infiltrate them, which now I think they'll start to say, hey, did you in fact kill all these other people? And that's why I think where Al/Rapunzel has left, but I'm wondering now if he'll pop back up in one of the last 2 episodes trying to kill Dexter or Harrison or one of the 2 girls that we've now seen interact with Harrison. I think that might play out. Now, as far as Batista goes, I mentioned this previously when we talked in the last Horror News update, when we were talking about the cancellation of Dexter Original Sin Season 2. If you didn't know, that's been canceled. That got canceled officially yesterday after it was greenlit earlier this year. Sounds like now they're going to be putting all their focus into a Season 2 of Resurrection. But what I was mentioning with that, so where I was going with that is, when we were talking about that, we were looking at the episode guide. It says there's only 2 episodes left. Touched by an Angel, which would make you believe Angel Batista could be meeting his demise in episode 9. The last one's called And Justice for All. I'm thinking Batista is from the episode credits is in the final 2 episodes. So we originally thought when we started this series that he could be killed off in Touched by an Angel because his name is Angel Batista. He could be killed in that episode. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to survive out. Somehow he'll probably try to frame Dexter or who knows, but unless he's going to get killed in that final 10th episode, he's going to live out through this series, which I'm surprised. I think obviously Dexter and Harrison are going to make it through. Now, whether Prouder and Charlie make it through unscathed will be interesting. I think it'd be great if they leave that story intact and use that to carry on into Season 2, since we now know there's more than likely going to be a Season 2. Now, what happens to Al/Rapunzel is anyone's guess. He's going back to Wisconsin. If he doesn't get called back because now of what Prouder and Charlie have found out about Dexter, if they don't call him back to say, hey, you need to take care of this, or maybe push some buttons and kill one of the 2 girls Harrison is involved in, I think that character is now done and gone for now, unless they pop back up in Season 2. Now, as far as where we're at with this episode, again, pretty mid for me. Nothing really to be like, oh, this is great. The other stories that we can see play out are they keep bringing up the New York Ripper. They keep bringing this character up. So unless they're going to disclose who that is, which it's either going to be Blessing, which is the landlord that Dexter has, or if it's an unseen character we haven't come across yet. The only other people I believe it could be is going to be either Blessing or Olivia, the detective, the male detective. Those are the only 2 people that we've seen thus far that I think it could be. Now, unless it's somebody else from the original series of Dexter. I know we've talked about Trinity's son. His name escapes me. Unless he somehow became the New York Ripper, which I don't think it would be him, because he would have been, I think, between the time he showed up in the original series of Dexter and where we're at now, I don't know if 30 years has now passed to allow him to have been the New York Ripper. So I don't think it's him. I know some people have speculated it could be him, but I don't think it is. I think it's going to be either Olivia or Blessing if they go down that route. Scoring for this episode, pretty mid for me. It's basic episode. For me, 3.5. The show now is 100% mid-level. 3.0. I will not go any higher at this point for this series. I don't, again, understand why people think this is top-notch cinema epic television. For me, it's not. It's been pretty mid for me, just like Original Sin was pretty mid for me. I still think the original series of Dexter is far stronger than obviously New Blood and this. They will absolutely have to blow this show out of the water for episodes 9 and 10 for me to go any higher than a 3. I mean, those last 2 episodes are going to have to be all out, no holds barred. Doesn't matter who everyone's fair game. Anyone can be killed off. That's how these last 2 episodes are going to have to play out for me to go any higher than a 3. The top I could possibly go would be a 4. But thus far, it was a 8 episode 8 for me was mid. The series now is absolutely 100% mid. 3 for episode 8, now 3 for the overall series. I can't imagine getting past a 3.5 unless these last 2 episodes are absolutely epic cinema television episodes for not just the series, for the characters, but overall for television, which I do not foresee that happening. I know a lot of other people are rating this series much higher. I'm not. That's just me. So anyways, that's going to do it for this update and summary, thoughts, comments, scoring of episode 8 for Dexter Resurrection, also known as the Kill Room Where It Happens. That's the name of the episode. Again, we have 2 more episodes, Touched by an Angel on August 29th, and then the last episode, And Justice for All, on September 5th. So we'll come back following those episodes to give our reviews of them. And obviously with episode 10, we'll give our final review of the overall series at that point. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of this episode, what you think of the series overall. Where do you stand with it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you love it? Do you think it's absolutely epic? Again, let me know in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we will see you at the next one. Later.